Hey, my name's Christopher Donnell, and I'm one of the pastors at Urbana UMC. This is our Motivational Monday. We're giving Pastor Jim the week off since he's on vacation, getting some rest, and hopefully seeing his grandkids soon. So we hope that they have an awesome time on vacation. Today, the little motivation that I wanted to give to you all as you start your week is I was thinking about my favorite verse, something that I've held on to since I decided to follow Jesus with my life. And Isaiah 55 has always kind of been my life verse. And I want to read it to you now. It's the New Living or the New International Version. In Isaiah 55, it says, "Come all who are thirsty, come to the waters, and you who have no money, come buy and eat. Come buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Why spend money on what is not bread, and your labor on what does not satisfy? Listen to me and eat what is good, and you will delight in the richest of fare." I love that verse for a couple reasons. One, there's an invitation. Jesus invites us into a conversation of what it looks like to follow him and be with him. Two, it says without cost. Now, you could argue that there's definitely cost in following Jesus, but it's not like we're paying for a membership with Jesus, right? It says, come and buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Now, I'm sure we'd all love to go to the grocery store and not have to pay for our bill, especially if you have a bunch of kids in your house eating a lot of food. But I love that it's low cost, right? There's low effort into finding what it is that Jesus is calling us into. But then the part I really want to focus in on today, it says, listen to me and eat what is good. You will delight in the richest of fare. And that's Jesus' invitation, God's invitation for us to abide in him. And if you've been a part of our worship services for the last couple weeks, I've talked about abiding in Scripture and what that looks like practically. The first week we used John 15 about the vine and the branches, and I'll read that to you as well. It says, "I am the vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, and that'll be even more fruitful. You are already clean because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, and as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself. You must remain in a vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me, and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." And our series have kind of talked about, there's a lot of action in our series that we're talking about, like movement and doing. But it says we can't do anything unless we are with Jesus, unless Jesus is with us and in what we're doing. And abiding looks and is uncomfortable because it's not what we always want, and it's not always when we want it. Abiding looks like aligning ourselves with Jesus, being in obedience with Jesus. So it's remaining open to his spirit. It's not just directing Jesus, but being under his direction. It's not just teaching Jesus, but being under his teaching. It's not loving like Jesus, it's being under his love. And this past Sunday, we talked about just not knowing about Jesus, but being known by Jesus. And so that looks like abiding. I mean, those are really kind of slow processes sometimes to be with Jesus and under Jesus and sitting with Jesus, not always moving with Jesus or for Jesus, I should say, but going at his pace. It causes us to slow down and to listen to the Spirit's calling and leading where we should move and act. And in a world where we're not short on opinions and stances and maybe some polarization of views, to really know the heart of Jesus and where he's calling us to lead and to move and to act, we have to abide in him. And again, I love that in Isaiah 55 it says, listen to me and eat what is good. If we are to listen to Jesus and eat what is good, that looks like abiding in him, and it looks like being with him. So I don't know what your Monday looks like. If you can take a few moments out to just to abide in Jesus and be with him and to listen to him and his leading and his calling. But that would be the Monday motivation I have for you, is to carve out some moment today to ask Jesus where he's at in your life and to listen intently, knowing where he'll call you next. So again, we're so honored that you listened and joined in today, and we love you, and we can't wait to see you next week.